of Yoga Sutras, which is a phenomenal body of work that touches all aspects of yoga/yoga tradition, right? It's a deep accounting of what's possible in the way of a human experience, including the shadow dimensions of this person or being a human being, and in the hidden light, the deeply veiled and hidden light, at least it is in my case, um, that's also a part of the human experience, an integral part of the human experience. And how does one come into their complete human potential? Yoga is not about sort of transcending the human experience as it is about completing the human experience, or at least that's how I choose to frame it, to bring about our fullness, right? Including things we have no idea about, aspects of our potential that we have no idea about right now, but can be learned, can be seen. Yeah. And Patanjali does that over the course of 196, what are called sutras. And the word sutra means thread. Means thread. It's where we get suture in English, right? If I had just some pearls and I held them up like this, at this point in your development understanding, maybe if you were a toddler or something, the ruse might get past you, like, how is he floating all those pearls just above his head like that? But you know the thing that binds them is this thread, right? The thread is the uniting force of these pearls, in this case, pearls of wisdom, of yogic teachings. And the thread is the through line that yokes or unites this knowledge. So it's this fascinating journey through all these different facets, aspects, diamond-like edges of the life experience, the human experience, in relationship to the great ideal of yoga, right? Which is to be realized, which is to be realized. Um, so praises to Patanjali for holding such a massive vision and articulating himself in such a way that generations upon generations could come to full realization. And this Odyssey is broken down into 196 verses, broken down into 4 books. And I just as a couple of remaining points here, and then we'll get down to the business of self-realization. Book number 1, titled Samadhipada. Maybe you've seen that on T-shirts or the yoga studio. Samadhi. And this is the tool par excellence for realizing yoga. It's the premier tool, and it's the 8th limb of Ashtanga yoga. Asana is a limb too. So asana is a means to yogic end. And meditation is a means to this yogic realization. And samadhi is one such form of meditation that leads to yoga. So he starts with the power tool from the very beginning, right? The largest orientation. And a lot of Indic thought does that. They start with the large assertion right out of the gate, right? And then you're kind of left to live. It's like a lighthouse or something off in the distance, and then you find your way. Second book is called Sadhanapada, and this means, so the word sadhana in and of itself is quite fascinating. It means means of realization. Means of realization. There is some methodology, some systematic approach by which we can go from this level of understanding to this level of or to, universal understanding. That that's even possible, that that's even like on the event horizon of our value system, or how do you do that, etc., is revealed in samadhi or sadhanapada. And third, no one ever talks about the third book. It's called Vibhuti-pada, and this is where things start to get really interesting. And it's somewhere. It's the third book, but the content is layered somewhere between samadhi pada and sadhana pada. So sadhana pada is for beginners over here, and samadhi pada is for the advanced practitioner here. The Vibhuti-pada talks a little bit about this territory, which is the cultivation, get this, tell me the last time you heard something like this in a yoga class, but the cultivation of paranormal abilities or extrasensory perception. Like, how does that happen? And maybe we experience such things in our lives, or we've heard from reputable sources of such things occurring, or maybe when you're a child you had dreams of premonition, etc. The Buddhipada is the accounting of all that kind of mystic territory that's possible. And then finally, Kaivalyapada means essentially, without getting, I mean, the literal translation is very nuanced in what it means, but the essential idea is liberation or freedom. Doesn't that, I mean, just the word in it, like, I'm not talking about freedom to, you having 97,000 toothpaste options as a version of freedom, but authentic, inborn freedom, where the circumstances of this world don't dictate our well-being. It's much more fundamentally established within, where it's always been. Where it's not to say we don't care, or we don't have regard for life, but we're fully self-resourced, right? In ways that are, as big, if not bigger, than life and death itself. Yeah. So Kaivalyapada, fourth book. And today is really an exercise in the first word in the first sutra of the first book. And that word is atha. It means now. It means now, as in, or were we just meditating? Now. Now, right? And atha yoganushasana. So now the study of yoga. Now yoga commences. Now we've, whatever it took and led up to our life at this point, we are entering the fold of yoga, entering the study of yoga, discipline of yoga. Okay? And we'll just come back to that as a basic precept for our class, and we'll unpack. So thank you. This was a longer narration than usual, and I just wanted to set the stage for our study this month. So, those things. Let's come to the front of our mat then. Now.